Whereas we have with us Kiran Mazumdar, CMD of Biocon now, joining us to talk about the numbers posted by the company. Thanks very much, Kiran, for joining us this afternoon. That's congratulations on a good set of numbers being posted by Biocon. Ma'am, if you can just help us understand what has actually led to those numbers coming in slightly lower than street expectations.
Well, I think, at a top line, we've done very well. I think we've delivered 17% growth at the half-year level and 23% growth at the Q2 level. So we have delivered very good set of numbers at the top line. I think at the bottom line, we have delivered a pretty good set of numbers, 156 crores this first half, but I guess as compared to 147 crores on a like-for-like basis. So that's, sub 10% level kind of growth at a PAT level, although at the top line level it was 17%. And I guess the main reason for that is because the licensing income, which at a gross level is of course higher than last year at 51 crores, when you net it out because of the developmental expenses that we've incurred in connection with some of the licensing agreements that we've had, it has reduced to 11 crores as compared to 44 crores last fiscal. I think that has really sort of seen a slight muting of our profits, if I may say so. But I believe that this is a matter of timing, and I think you will see the next half, showing much stronger numbers. But having said that, I think we have seen a good set of numbers. Our core businesses are strong. We've seen good traction in our research services business, which has grown very robustly by 20% and has actually delivered a very strong profit number of 24 crores, which, if you recall, last fiscal was break-even. So I think it's done extremely well there. And then if you look at our healthcare business, which is our branded formulations business, that's growing very robustly at 37%. And with our recent launch of our much-awaited InsuPen, which is the pen device for insulin delivery, we will only see these numbers go up going ahead. We are very keen to build this leadership in the diabetes segment as soon as possible. And with this introduction of InsuPen, we are certainly much more confident that we'll get there sooner than later.
Ma'am, just help me understand this as well. Your licensing income has also been a little subdued in the quarter. Are you expecting it to sort of pick up going ahead? And like you said, of course, your insulin business is doing quite well. What is the sort of outlook or guidance that you can give us into the next few quarters on that front?
Well, in terms of licensing income, like I explained, we've received $100 million as an upfront licensing fee, but we are only recognizing that $100 million as we progress development. And therefore, at a gross level, as I mentioned, it's showing up at 51 crores. But at a net level, of course, it reduces to 11 crores only because the development costs are pretty high. For biosimilars especially. But having said that, when we start registering these products in markets, you will see milestone payments that can go straight to the bottom line. So that's what you really have to wait for. On the other hand, when you look at our insulins business per se, that's doing extremely well. Biocon has already started rising in terms of ranks to the number 3 position in insulin. And in the glargine vial segment, we are number 1. But, we really couldn't grow these businesses and get bigger market share because the insulin business is moving very rapidly towards devices. And Biocon did not have a pen device up until now. We just launched InsuPen a few days ago. So I think going forward, you are likely to see a good improvement and strong growth in our insulin segment. I can't provide you with any guidance, but suffice to say that we really want to, between Pfizer and us, garner a market share of 30% in the coming years. So that's what we are really focused on in getting.
Ma'am, how's an offtake for fidaxomicin been? I mean, of course, demand is quite robust. The offtake's been all right on that front?
Well, you know, fidaxomicin has just been launched a few months ago in the US market, and that has been well received, and of course we are very happy that Optima Pharma has actually indicated to us that their original forecast is too conservative, and they've actually ramped up their forecast significantly. So I think Biocon also is making sure that we can ramp up to cater to their increased demand. So that's good news for us, and I think you will start seeing you know, fidaxomicin contributing at least to our bottom line very significantly. Not this fiscal so much, but I think next fiscal onwards.
In the meantime, we've also got numbers out from Yes Bank. The stock is down about 1%. Their provisions have increased actually quite a bit, as has their cost of funds. We'll just go to Diana on those numbers in a little bit. But Ms. Shaw, before we thank you, ma'am, for this quarter, just a quick update on AxiCorp and now how things have progressed. Have you completely divested your stake, and has the money actually come into the balance sheet? And basically, if you at all have any other inorganic growth plans in the near future?
Well, you know, AxiCorp divestment has been completed, and we don't propose to look at any, you know, M&A or acquisition opportunity in the very near future. Not to say that we won't look at it in the foreseeable future, but right now we're not looking at it.
Finally, how is the whole progress on the move towards oral insulin? I mean, where are we in terms of timelines? I know it's a long drawn-out process, but what can we expect either on oral insulin or also any other launches that you might be bringing to the market this year?
Well, you know, there are two advanced assets that we're looking at licensing. One is, of course, oral insulin, and the other is the T1H, or the itolizumab. And we are engaged in discussions with potential global partners. And, you know, we are hoping that we will be able to at least finalize one of these deals over the next 6 to 8 months. So let's hope that we can do that.
Okay, it'll be good hearing from you, I'm sure, when that happens. And thanks so much for joining us this quarter. Well, that's Q2 gone by at Biocon.
Thank you. Thank you.
And some details coming in with Ms. Shaw over there. Markets down.